used the 7 decisions because he did not go into detail. If he would have gone into detail on the 7 decisions, more so than what I'm going to do right now and how it relates to ACN, I tell you the truth, I probably could have ran through a wall. How many people want to be so pumped up? How many people want to be so inspired, knowing that you have the knowledge, but put together the inspiration and the knowledge together, you become powerful, yes or no? How would you like to go out into the marketplace irresistible to people? How would you like that? And so what I want to do is go over these 7 decisions and then talk about how each decision has something to do with what we do daily in ACN. Is that pretty cool? So let's see how this turns out, because I believe I'm going to get as motivated as you. Okay. Decision number 1 is called "The Buck Stops Here." From this moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past. I understand that the beginning of wisdom is to accept the responsibility for my own problems, and that by accepting responsibility for my past, I free myself to move into bigger, brighter future of my own choosing. Never again will I blame my parents, my spouse, my boss, or employees for my present situation. Neither my education or lack of one, my genetics, or my circumstantial ebb and flow of everyday life will affect my future in a negative way. If I allow myself to blame those uncontrollable forces for my lack of success, I will forever be caught in the web of the past. I will look forward. I will not let my history control my destiny. The buck stops here. I accept responsibility for my past. I am responsible for my success. I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of the decisions I have made. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, by changing the way that I think. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. My mind will live in the solutions of the future. It will not dwell in the problems of the past. I will seek the association of those who are working and striving to bring about positive changes in the world. I will never seek comfort by associating with those who have decided to be comfortable. When faced with the opportunity to make a decision, I will make one. I understand that God did not put in me the ability to always make the right decisions. He did, however, put in me the ability to make a decision and then make it right. The rise and fall of my emotional tide will not deter me from my course. When I make a decision, I will stand behind it. My energy will go into making that decision. I will waste none on second thoughts. My life will not be an apology. It will be a statement. The buck stops here. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. In the future, when I am tempted to ask the question, why me, I will immediately counter with the answer, why not me? Challenges are a gift, an opportunity to learn. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and women. In times of adversity, I will not have a problem to deal with. I will have a choice to make. My thoughts will be clear. I will make the right choice. Adversity is preparation for greatness. I will accept the preparation. Why me? Why not me? I will be prepared for something great. I accept the responsibility for my past. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. I am responsible for my success. The buck stops here. Now, so let's think about how does that relate. We make a decision about being an ACN. What happens in your life has to come from your own conclusion. Do not let other people's opinions form and shape the reality for you. They don't know your dreams. They don't know your goals. They don't walk in your shoes. They don't know your current situation, emotionally, financially, right, spiritually. They don't know anything about that. How many people have noticed everyone's got an opinion? And you're going to hear it. The question is, just like Adversity happens to us all. Yes or no? It's how we handle the adversity. It's the choices we make and the direction that we go, right, that will determine the outcome for the choices we make, regardless of the adversity. Let's talk about this decision number 2. And it gets better, baby. I will seek wisdom, knowing that wisdom wants to be gathered. I will actively search her out. My past can never be changed, but I can change the future by changing my actions today. I will change my actions today. I will train my eyes and my ears to read and listen to books and recordings that bring about positive changes in my personal relationships and a greater understanding of my fellow man. No longer will I bombard my mind with materials that feed my doubts and fears. I will read and listen only to that which increases my belief in myself and my future. I will seek wisdom. I will choose my friends with care. I am who my friends are. I speak their language and I wear their clothes. I share their opinions and their habits. From this moment forward, I will choose to associate with people whose lives and lifestyles I admire. If I associate with chickens, I will learn to scratch at the ground and squabble over crumbs. If I associate with eagles, I will learn to soar great heights. I am an eagle. It is my destiny to fly. I will seek wisdom. I will listen to the counsel of wise men. The words of a wise man are like the raindrops on dry ground. They are precious and quickly used for immediate results. Only the blade of grass that catches a raindrop will prosper and grow. The person who ignores wise counsel is like a blade of grass untouched by the rain, soon to wither and die. When I counsel with myself, I can only make decisions according to what I already know. By counseling with a wise man, I add his knowledge and experience to my own and dramatically increase my success. I will seek wisdom. I will be a servant to others. A wise man will cultivate a servant's spirit, for that particular attribute attracts people like no other. As I humbly serve others, their wisdom will be freely shared with me. Often, the person who develops a servant spirit becomes wealthy beyond measure. Many times, a servant who has the ear of a king and a humble servant becomes king, for he is the popular choice of the people. He who serves the most grows the fastest. I will be a humble servant. I will not look for someone to open my door. I will look to open the door for someone else. I will not be distressed when no one is available to help me. I will be excited when I am available to help. I will be a servant to others. I will listen to the counsel of wise men. I will choose my friends with care. I will seek wisdom. Ooh! Well, does the law of association come into play? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you read that every day, think about this, folks. What I just read you was 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5. Yes or no? Yes. So, is reading 3, 4, or 5 minutes of something that will inspire you to get in motion, to put everything that you have into action worth 5 minutes of your time? How many of you haven't realized this? That is a choice. You either make that choice or you don't make that choice. Because as I talk about these 7 decisions, there's going to be 1 or 2 of these decisions that you really, really like because it inspires you. The question will be, will you read these decisions? Let me tell you how you can acquire them right now, okay? You need to go to andyandrews.com for those that don't know this. Andy Andrews, right? With an S on the end, Andrews.com. And you'll see a free download for the 7 decisions. But you see, you can only read it like me if you've read it 50 times. Oh, I'm not saying you won't be able to. I'm just saying right now. Decision number 3. I am a person of action. Beginning today, I will create a new future by creating a new me. No longer will I dwell in the pit of despair, moaning over squandered time and lost opportunity. I can do nothing about the past. My future is immediate. I will grasp it with both hands and carry it with running feet. While I'm faced with a choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. I seize the moment. I choose now. I am a person of action. I am energetic. I move quickly. Knowing that laziness is a sin, I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. The lifeblood rushing through my veins is urging me upward and forward into activity and accomplishment. Wealth and prosperity hide from the sluggard, but rich rewards come for the person who moves quickly. I am a person of action. I inspire others with my activity. I am a leader. Leading is doing. To lead, I must move forward. Many people move out of the way for a person on the run. Others are caught in the wake. My activity will create a wave of success for the people who follow. My activity will be consistent. This will instill confidence in my leadership. As a leader, I have the ability to encourage and inspire others to greatness. It is true. An army of sheep led by a lion will defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. I am a person of action. I can make a decision. I can make it now. A person who moves neither left nor right is destined for mediocrity. When faced with a decision, many people say they are waiting for God, but I understand in most cases, God is waiting for me. He has given me a healthy mind to gather and sort information and the courage to come to a conclusion. I am not a quivering dog, indecisive and fearful. My constitution is strong and my pathway is clear. Successful people make their decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Failures make their decisions slowly and change their minds quickly. My decisions come quickly and they lead to victory. I am a person of action. I am daring. I am courageous. Fear no longer has a place in my life. For too long, fear has outweighed my desire to make things better for my family. Never again. I have exposed fear as a vapor, an imposter who never had any power over me in the first place. I do not fear opinion, gossip, or the idle chatter of monkeys, for they are all the same to me. I do not fear failure, for in my life failure is a myth. Failure only exists for the person who quits. I do not quit. I am courageous. I am a leader. I seize the moment. I choose now. I am a person of action. Whoa. Yes. Now, how does this relate to what we do? How does this relate to the information you've seized this weekend? You have got to get into phase one activity. Everybody went over a lot. You've heard the words phase one this weekend, yes or no? Yes. And that means leading by example. That means setting appointments every day. That means getting decisions every day. That means getting a customer every day or a rep every day or launching somebody every day, doing a PBR that day. That means you are doing phase one activity that is results driven. It is a results mindset. Okay? And so if you take a look at results, results come from the actions that come from the decisions, that comes from the thinking and the beliefs and the philosophy. And if you have these decisions all in a row, then I'm going to tell you something, folks. You're going to have some outstanding, inspired activity that are going to give you some wonderful results maybe you haven't experienced before. Decision number 4. I like this one. I have a decided heart. A wise man once said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Knowing this to be true, I am taking my first step today. For too long, my feet have been tentative, shuffling left and right, more backward than forward as my heart gauged the direction of the wind. Criticism, condemnation, and complaint are creatures of the wind. They come and they go on the wasted breath of lesser beings and have no power over me. The power to control direction belongs to me. Today I will begin to exercise that power. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future. I will awaken every morning with an excitement about the new day and its opportunity for growth and change. My thoughts and actions will work in forward motion, never sliding into the dark forest of doubt or the muddy quicksand of self-pity. I will freely give my vision for the future to others. As they see the belief in my eyes, they will follow me. I will lay my head on the pillow at night, happily exhausted, knowing that I have done everything within my power to move the mountains in my path. As I sleep, the same dream that dominates my waking hours will be with me in the dark. Yes, I have a dream. It is a great dream, and I will never apologize for it. Neither will I ever let it go, for if I did, my life would be finished. My hopes, my passions, my vision for the future is my very existence. A person without a dream never had a dream come true. I have a decided heart. I will not wait. I know that the purpose of analysis is to come to a conclusion. I have tested the angles. I have measured the probabilities, and now have made a decision with my heart. I am not timid. I will now move and not look back. What I put off until tomorrow, I will put off until the next day as well. I do not procrastinate. All my problems become smaller when I confront them. If I touch a thistle with caution, it will prick me. But if I grab it boldly, its spines crumble into dust. I will not wait. I am passionate about my vision for the future. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. Woo! How many of you guys want to run through a wall with me right now? Yeah. Yeah, man. So, what do we learn here? We learn that it's not that you're an ACN, it's that ACN is in you. Whatever you do, and I mean this, you might as well do it as well as you can do it, if you're going to do it at all. Write this down. I'm going to start doing ACN with all my might. Do it with all your might. Write this down. ACN needs to be branded in my heart. It's got to be parked in your heart. And when you surrender to anything, not just ACN, but anything, as soon as you cross that point of no return, as soon as you burn the boats like Cortez did it back in the 15th century, right? You immediately have charisma. You immediately go to another level of commitment. Yes or no? Because you wear your decision into the battlefield of mediocrity. People meandering in the maze of mediocrity, navigating with the needle of negativity, that's the army that's against us. We can conquer that by affirmations and incantations, 3 to 5 minutes a day. Your choice. Right? Decision number 5. Today I will choose to be happy. Beginning this very moment, I am a happy person, for I now truly understand the concept of happiness. Few others before me have been able to grasp the truth of the physical law that enables one to live happily every day. I know now that happiness is not an emotional phantom floating in and out of my life. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is the end result of certain thoughts and activities which actually bring about a chemical reaction in the body. This reaction results in a euphoria which, while elusive to some, is totally under my control. Today I will choose to be happy. I will greet each day with laughter. Within moments of awakening, I will laugh for 7 seconds. After even such a small period of time, excitement has begun to flow through my bloodstream. I feel different. I am different. I am enthusiastic about the day. I'm alert to its possibilities. I am happy. Laughter is an outward expression of enthusiasm, and I know enthusiasm is the fuel that moves the world. I laugh throughout the day. I laugh while I am alone, and I laugh in conversation with others. People are drawn to me because I have laughter in my heart. The world belongs to the enthusiastic, for people will follow them anywhere. Today I will choose to be happy. I will smile at every person I meet. My smile has become my calling card. It is, after all, the most potent weapon I possess. My smile has the strength to forge bonds, break ice, and calm storms. I will use my smile constantly. Because of my smile, the people with whom I come in contact on a daily basis will choose to further my causes and follow my leadership. I will always smile first. That particular display of a good attitude will tell others what I expect in return. My smile is the key to my emotional makeup. A wise man once said, I do not sing because I am happy because I sing. When I choose to smile, I become the master of my emotions. Discouragement, despair, frustration, and fear will always wither when confronted by a smile. The power of who I am is displayed when I smile. Today I will choose to be happy. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. In the past, I have found discouragement in particular situations until I compared the condition of my life to others less fortunate. Just as a fresh breeze cleans smoke from the air, so does a grateful spirit remove the cloud of despair. It is impossible for the seeds of depression to take root in a thankful heart. My God has bestowed upon me many gifts, and for these I will remember to be grateful. Too many times I have offered up the prayers of a beggar, always asking for more and forgetting my thanks. I do not wish to be seen as a greedy child, unappreciative and disrespectful. I am grateful for sight and sound and breath. If ever in my life there is a pouring out of blessings beyond that, then I will be grateful for the miracle of abundance. I will greet each day with laughter. I will smile at every person I meet. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. Today, I choose to be happy. It leads me to this thought, and so many of us are there. And I smile when I say it. Sometimes you're so serious about doing your business, you take it so seriously, right, that people believe there's a tremendous amount of work involved. I mean, they see that look at work. How many people have heard the saying, if you lighten up, things will brighten up? Yes? Lighten the load. Write this down. If I'm not showing people I'm having fun, I'm not doing ACN correctly. And I mean that statement. If I'm not showing people I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, then I'm not doing ACN correctly. How many people would love to be making the significant money that we know is happening in ACN if you're not enjoying that right now? 5 figures a month, multiple 5 figures a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month plus, right? How many would agree that if you were making that kind of money, knowing that it's only a matter of time, wouldn't mind being in an environment like this on a weekend? So let me give you another thought. This is very important about how to be happy. What makes you happy is what your subconscious mind is listening to when your conscious mind is on something else. I'll say that again. While you're doing tasks, your brain is multitasking. The task is the conscious mind, the multitask is the subconscious mind. How many psych majors are in here? Can I see your hands? How many people went to college? How many people graduated high school? I thought I'd get some hands up. Jesus, live. How many people went to junior high? Christ, give me some hands. We got some screwed up people in here. My point in saying that, right, is the fact that you realize, the benefits of working in a grateful spirit. When you have accomplishment underneath your belt, right, and you have success underneath your belt, and you're wearing it, and you're talking it, and walking it, and living it. They say that, in terms of your faith, you are the Bible that people read. Have you ever heard that before? And I think that's great. And I think it's so appropriate for people that are faithful and spirit-filled. Yes or no? right? But at the same time, you were also the success that people read. Did you hear me? They're calculating in their mind, do I want to be like that? How long you been doing it? A year and a half. If that's the price I got to pay, no thank you. That means that's the wrapper that you're wearing, right? So we got to think about, the attitude, the gratefulness, seeking to help others, having a servant's heart. Is that important, folks? Giving freely without asking for anything in return. We call that trading, right? No trading. Give freely. Watch what happens when you just give it away. Great things start happening in your life. Good stuff? Decision number 6. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. For too long, every ounce of forgiveness I owned was locked away, hidden from view, waiting for me to bestow its precious presence upon some worthy person. At last, I found most people to be singularly unworthy of my valuable forgiveness, and since they never asked for any, I kept it all for myself. Now, the forgiveness that I hoarded has sprouted inside my heart like a crippled seed yielding bitter fruit. No more! At this moment, my life has taken on new hope and assurance. On all the world's population, I am one of the few possessors of the secret of a dissipating anger and resentment. I now understand that forgiveness only has value when it is given away. By the simple act of granting forgiveness, I release the demons of my past, about which I can do nothing, and create in myself a new heart, a new beginning. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive even those who do not ask for forgiveness. Many are the times when I have seethed in anger at a word or deed thrown into my life by an unthinking or uncaring person. Valuable hours have been wasted imagining revenge or confrontation. Now I see the truth revealed about this psychological rock inside my shoe. The rage I nurture is often one-sided, for my offender seldom gives thought to his offense. I will now and forevermore silently offer my forgiveness, even to those who do not see that they need it. By the act of forgiving, I am no longer consumed by unproductive thoughts. My bitterness is given up. I am contented in my soul and effective again with my fellow man. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I forgive those who criticize me unjustly. Knowing that slavery in any form is wrong, I also know that a person who lives a life according to the opinion of others is a slave. I am not a slave. I have chosen my own counsel. I know the difference between right and wrong. I know what is best for the future of my family, and neither misguided opinion nor unjust criticism will alter my course. Those who are critical of my goals and dreams simply do not understand the higher purpose to which I have been called. Therefore, their scorn does not affect my attitude or action. I forgive their lack of vision and forge ahead. I now know that criticism is part of the price paid for leaping past mediocrity. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive myself. For many years, my greatest enemy has been myself. Every mistake, every miscalculation, every stumble I made has been replayed over and over and over in my mind. Every broken promise, every day wasted, every goal not reached has compounded the disgust I feel for the lack of achievement in my life. My dismay has developed a paralyzing grip. When I disappoint myself, I respond with an action and become more disappointed. I realize today that it is impossible to fight an enemy living in my head. By forgiving myself, I erase the doubts, I erase the fears and frustration that have kept me in my past and not in the present. From this day forward, my history will cease to control my destiny. I have forgiven myself. My life has just begun. I will forgive even those who do not ask for forgiveness. I will forgive those who criticize me unjustly. I will forgive myself. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I could read that one 10 times. I could read that one 10 times. How many people know what I mean? You can't let it go, can you, sometimes, man? You just want revenge. You just want some way to level that playing field. And I got to tell you, folks, you holding that kind of a grudge is like wanting them to die and you're drinking the poison. Think about that. Hate, revenge of others is you like wishing them to die, but you don't realize you're drinking the poison. It's a killer of your spirit. We need to let it go. Is it true or is it not? And so if we know the kind of people we're in business with, look at the kind of people you are. Have you met each other this weekend, yes or no? You are just the best kind of people to be around. I mean, when you think about it, folks, I mean, you couldn't pick a better crop of people to be in business with if you had your own company. We have the best of every industry in this room. Do you realize that? We have millionaires and decamillionaires and centimillionaires in this room. Well, they may not be anymore, but you know what I mean. Forgive me. Decision number 7. And this is very, very appropriate for it to be number 7. And I want you to think about all the knowledge and some of the exciting moments, some of the ahas and the wow notes. You know those wow notes you wrote down, right? I had a bunch of wow notes. Wow. You know, asterisks and underline it 1,000,000 times, right? I got to learn that. I got to fit that in somewhere, right? You see, because decision number 7 is the glue. It's the glue no matter what the result is. It is the glue. Decision number 7. I will persist without exception, knowing that I have already made changes in my life that will last forever. Today, I insert the final piece of the puzzle. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind, the power of choice. Today, I choose to persist without exception. No longer will I live in a dimension of distraction, my focus blown hither and yon like a leaf on a blustery day. I know the outcome I desire. I hold fast to my dreams. I stay the course. I do not quit. I will persist without exception. I will continue despite exhaustion. I acknowledge the fact that most people quit when exhaustion sets in. I am not most people. I am stronger than most people. Average people accept exhaustion as a matter of course. I do not. Average people compare themselves with other people. That is why they are average. I compare myself to my potential. I am not average. I see exhaustion as a precursor to victory. How long must a child try to walk before he actually does so? Do I not have more strength than a child? More understanding? More desire? How long must I work to succeed before I actually do so? A child would never ask the question, for the answer does not matter to a child. By persisting without exception, my outcome, my success is assured. I will persist without exception. I focus on results. To achieve the results I desire, it is not even necessary that I enjoy the process. It is only important that I continue the process with my eyes on the outcome. An athlete does not enjoy the pain of training. An athlete enjoys the results of having trained. A young falcon is pushed from his nest, afraid and tumbling from the cliff. The pain of learning to fly cannot be an enjoyable experience, but the anguish of learning to fly is quickly forgotten as the falcon soars to the heavens. A sailor who fearfully watches storms, seas, lash his vessel, will always steer an unproductive course. But a wise and experienced captain keeps his eyes firmly fixed upon the lighthouse. He knows that by guiding his ship directly to a specific point, the time spent in discomfort is lessened. And by keeping his eye on the light, there never exists 1 second of discouragement. My light, my harbor, my future is within sight. I will persist without exception. I am a person of great faith, and Jeremiah, my Creator, declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." From this day forward, I will claim a faith in the certainty of my future. Too much of my life has been spent doubting my beliefs and believing my doubts. No more. I have faith in my future. I do not look left or right. I look forward. I can only persist. For me, faith will always be sounder guide than reason, because reason can only go so far. Faith has no limits. I will expect miracles in my life because faith produces them every day. I will believe in the future that I do not see. That is faith. And the reward of this faith is to see the future that I believed. I will continue despite exhaustion. I focus on results. I am a person of great faith. I will persist without exception. When I think about the unbelievable effort that has been put into these 2 days, when I think about the planning and the preparation and the promoting, when I think about the delivery of the goods that you received over the last 2 days, when I think about the person or the several of the people or the multitudes of people in this room that need this to work in their life. There are people that are very successful, and there are people that have not shared just how bad it may really be for you, and you're holding your cards close to your chest, and you don't want to let anybody know just how bad it really is. For all of you, I want you to know that if you persist without exception, if you never quit, you will win. You will win. In this deal, you will win. Now here's what I'm going to tell you, and be ready for it. It may not happen on your timetable. But you see, your faith will be tested. There's a lot of you that, and a lot of people around the world that pray 6 o'clock tonight and they expect the miracle to arrive by noon tomorrow. That ain't a miracle, that's magic, folks. God doesn't work like that. Do you understand that? We have been called to do something great. We have been engineered, we have been put on this planet to do something special. We are all significant to someone else that we either have in our life or is yet to come into our life. You can be that person for someone else. That miracle that my broke friend was for me. Do you think I was waiting for a broke friend to knock on my door or to ring my phone? I can't wait for, do you think that was the way it was in my mind? Right? And I just want you to know that ACN is not going to quit on you. ACN is going to be around for 20 and 30 and 50 years. Now, is there any guarantee? No, there's no guarantee. Are there any guarantees? I mean, can you say unlimited income and guarantee in the same sentence? Can't do that. Right? Are there any guarantees? There's no guarantee that, things that are unexpected may happen. But all I can say to you is that that's not the mindset. That's not the fabric of the ownership team that runs our company. Aren't you happy they're not flashy and cashy? Aren't you happy they don't like planes, trains, automobiles, yachts, and jets? I mean, I don't know what you do with a jet other than let someone else fly it, right? But I guess it avoids the commotion of public airports, right? But I'm just happy that I have Greg Provenzano as our president. I'm happy that I have workhorses like Mike and Tony Kupis and Robert Stevanovsky are our chairman. I'm happy that they are right now looking for the next technologies of the future. I know that you're happy about Clear, correct? Clear, the new 4G next generation high speed? Okay, that's wonderful, right? But now there's LTE, which rivals that kind of 4G, right? Everybody heard of LTE through Verizon, right? Yes or no? Okay, so there's all these technologies that are being worked on. And I've said this many times. You know, I was talking with Megan and Ryan Williams outside and Craig Cotter. You know, 5 to 7 to 10 years from now, the number one thing we'll ever market will show up. And it doesn't even have a name yet. How many people love that thought? Is that amazing? Is that amazing? I mean, think about it. Why do I say this? Isn't it true that every product has a lifeline? It has like a lifespan, and when the widget or the gadget is done, it's over. Yes or no? You know, and then you got to get real creative, you know, throw another product in and throw another product in. You know, if it's a product driven, inventory driven, something you need to swallow or apply, right? If that's the case, you know what I mean? I got no problem swallowing, I swallow, you know. I shared with you yesterday, you know. But I'm just very thankful that people, when we walk out of this room, and we walk out and see the people downstairs, those are the ones that say they don't have $500. All those people downstairs. And that's their financial plan downstairs. Are you getting this? So what kind of friend are you going to be when you walk out of here? How are you going to persist? How are you going to show up? What kind of posture are you going to have? What kind of message are you going to bring? Are you going to bring it? You're going to bring game? When you walk out of your house, are you going to anticipate what could possibly be said to you and be prepared to answer and overcome and conquer the prospect? Because whether or not you believe this, when I walk out of my door as a rep, going into a market, expanding, like when I go back to Baltimore, my hometown, I have a lot of people anticipating my arrival because they know that this is the mother lode opportunity with gas and electric. We just launched reps last week. In a week or two, it'll be customers. You know, I am leaving the place where I'm staying over one of my friends in battle gear, in battle armor. And that's the truth. I'm out there to slay the prospect, take no prisoners. No one is safe. They are going to hear it the way they need to hear it. No retreating. Cortez burned the ships. I know the route to the top of the mountain. We're going to go to the top of the mountain. You may be in the valley, but there's the path from the valley to the top of the mountain. I know how to get there. Follow me. You understand that? That's you. That's your mind. That's how you got to act, think, talk, walk, and show up like. Okay? Can we do that? I have some things that I wrote down today that I want to give you as thoughts to think about as leaders. Because for me, it's all about, as I was mentioning yesterday, it's all about perspective. It's all about this one thing that if I add into my closing sequence, this one thing that I may say as I start my presentation. Mark, I want to thank you for your time. I know your time is challenged right now. We got about 40 minutes until you got to leave, but after I'm done explaining this, I'm going to ask you to be making the decision whether you want to join the team or not. So before I even give any information, I'm pre-positioning him to think about making a decision. Things like that, to me, when I'm in front of the right person. Does that make sense, everybody? I may not say that to everybody, but I may say it to people that I feel need to hear that. Does that make sense? So I want to give you some things to hear that I believe will be very helpful. So write down the question, how to become an influential person. Influence definition is the ability to change people's thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Right? So we must be people of influence. How many people have realized this in any particular meeting, whether it be customer meeting, whether it be a recruiting meeting, whether it be a PBR, whether it be a break-off session to get answers, kind of sort the room out, if you know what I mean, after a PBR, right? Sort the room out after a Saturday training or the BOM. Sort the room, after regular 1 through 10 at a Starbucks, right? Here's the thought that you need to have in your mind. Who's influencing who? Okay? These are subtle leadership thoughts. They're very subtle in nature. But some of you will have a breakthrough and you will understand how important these particular subtle thoughts can be in moving people your way. So, we got to work harder on ourselves than we do on our people. If you want to be a person of leadership, you want to be a leader in this company, right? Your people need to see that you are changing in front of their eyes. Now, what does that mean? How do you change in front of somebody's eyes? It's because through the personal growth and the personal development. I mean, how many people have heard of John Maxwell? How many people have heard of Jim Rohn? How many people have heard of Tony Robbins and Les Brown and Brian Tracy? How many people have the understanding that there's Success Store on the back end of our website? You can get these books, all the tapes, put them in your car and hit play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind. And one of these leaders are going to say something. I mean, Jim Rohn says on the building a network marketing business, you can work part-time on your fortune as you're working full-time on your job. Part-time fortune, full-time job. How many people would rather build you incorporated versus them incorporated? Everybody got that concept? How about this concept? Profit is better than wages. What's that mean? 1099 is always better than a W-2. Right? Okay. Very subtle. The power of goals. Your values need to be worked on, if that's the case, to be congruent with your goals. Some people, I'm just going to tell you, the only thing that's required to be part of ACN is that you're 18 years of age and you can fog a mirror. That's the blessing and the curse. How many people understand the blessing and the curse is that? I don't ask for a resume. It's not needed here. Sometimes we find out there's unscrupulous people that get involved in our business. And what I can tell you through the law of association, okay, people that did not have the kind of values may be coming in if they are smart enough to want to think and live successfully because of the group of people that they have met within a meeting. They know that those successful people will not lower their standards to allow them to easily enter. So therefore, it makes people that have never had the ability to associate at a higher level, it makes them raise their game, raise the bar. How many people understand that? How many athletes we got in here? Come on, guys. Ladies, athletes, right? A lot of you. And the bottom line is simply this. I always want to play with a better golfer. I always want to play on a team that somewhat looks as my team as an underdog. Why? Because it's going to do what? Raise the game. Yes or no? I mean, I don't like losing. They're going to know they're going to have a game, right? So, same thing in business, folks. We need to raise the game. We're not going to lower our standards to allow anybody in. Never lower your standards. What is the old saying that we heard? If you lower the bar, right, you lose the winners. If you raise the bar, you lose the losers. Does that make sense, folks? Okay. Anything is possible if you believe. When I said to you yesterday, I'm leading the international expansion of a company, you can't say that if you don't believe it. I'm in a position by the end of this year. How many people have been in this business less than 30 days? Can I see your hands? Well, I want to get a look. Okay. About maybe 40 of you. Listen to me. Listen to the statement. By January of 2012, I'm in a position to earn $10,000 a month. Well, how are you doing in the business, Martha? How are you doing in the business? Who's a brand new person in here? What's your name, sir?
Vaughn.
Vaughn? Hey, Lauren? Lon, how you doing in the business? I'm doing great. By the end of this year, I'm in a position to earn $10,000 a month. Wow, I'm excited. Now, you only say that if you believe it, Lon. Now, what are the key words? I'm excited. By the end of this year, I'm in a what? I'm in a what? I'm in a position to earn $10,000 by January 1st, 2012, and man, I'm jacked. I'm jacked. Really, Lon? How's that? You need to see this. Don't ask me any questions. I've just been in it a week. Do you understand every new person in this room? So let's say you don't even use numbers. Because how many people understand for 90% of America, $10,000 a month is the lottery? So here's what you say. Man, I'm jacked out of my mind. By the end of this year, I'm in a position to match my full-time income. Part-time. Well, how are you going to do that? You need to see this. Wherever you are today is the result of your last 2 years' worth of action. What you do today will not show up next week, folks. What you do this month will not show up maybe in the result that you desire 3 months from now. What you do today is setting in motion a series of events that when certain things happen and certain people meet others that are conduits to the person that you're dying to have in your business shows up in your business and you had nothing to do with it, then you understand the power of networking. When it happens, whether you're there or not. How many people would love that with no risk and exposure? Okay? People who chase money are usually broke. You need to be a value creator. So what is the thing that we create value for? What is it, folks? It's called ACN. Yes or no? How well we create a value for ACN determines whether people do what? Show up to see the same information that you saw, because for a variety of reasons, your curiosity became interest. You bridged somebody from curiosity to interest. You showed up, you saw the information, and said, oh, now I get it. You see, if there's one thing that I can tell you doesn't count, it should never count, it never will count, now or in the future, is someone saying, I'm not interested, and they've not looked at anything. That's just a stupid person. Do you get it? I forgive ignorance, but not to those that are proud of it. We call them ignoramuses, like a dinosaur. From the Tyrannosaurus, friend was the ignoramus. I've already mentioned we're driven by our subconscious mind because it is the computer that hears everything. So remember, as we're doing these affirmations, what good is an affirmation if you got the news playing in the background in the morning? What good is it? No good. You want to put uplifting, spiritually based music if there is, the kind of music that is inspiring music to your ears. And whatever inspires you, play it. And if it's no music, that's okay too. But I want you reading those 7 decisions. Those 7 decisions, each one, maybe not all 7 in any given day, but let me tell you something. Do you think I've read them based upon how I read them to you? Yes, you think that was a first-time read? Forget it. I've been reading that. I walk around in my office every morning. My wife said, what's going on? Who are you yelling at? Just getting ready for the day, hon. Feel sorry for that SOB. Your internal language must shift to creating value to the people around you. Now, this is very, very subtle in its meaning. Remember I told you that your people need to see your value. They need to see you growing in front of them. How does that happen? It happens through the personal development. Now let me ask you a question. If you started adding in, cutting and pasting, if you will, right? A sentence from any one of those 7 decisions, like I have done in my closings of a 1 through 10 presentation. Right? Don't carry your past around like baggage. Don't let your past blind you of future decisions that you can make. Yesterday ended last night. Right? Do you understand? Things that make people understand, that decisions or choices and paths of their life can change at any given moment. So whatever you do in the way that you carry your business and the way that you're helping your other people build their business, right? You need to be the teacher of and the purveyor of these kinds of philosophies. Does that make sense, everybody? If I just say this to you and you keep it to yourself, then guess what? There's no duplication in that. Isn't that true? Yes or no? You've got to be able to duplicate the values for leadership, right? Doing the things correctly. You get into the flow when you own the space you are in. So I want you to write this down. I need to own the space I occupy. I need to take ownership of my 1 through 10. I need to take ownership and internalize the quick start, the launching of a new rep. I need to own it. By the end of May, no longer will I need someone to launch my people. I'm that guy. By the end of May, I am the upline expert. By the end of May, I'm going to be doing 3 to 5 presentations in a day and doing several PBRs a night or a PBR at night until you build momentum to two in a night. And when you hear or you're getting the thought that, oh my gosh, I'm taking away, I'm missing this, I'm not doing my work, I'm playing catch up, I'm running around like my hair's on fire, are you complaining? Or are you excited about what's happening in your business? So understand, you're going to get real cramped. You're going to have to give up something, time. You're going to have to give up hobbies. You're going to have to give up something that you may not want to give up sooner than you wanted to. But you may have to because your business is exploding in your face. What are you going to do? If it was a traditional business that owned your butt, 70 hours a week, married to the corner, and the only way for your kids to see you was to actually go to that location, what's the difference? Everybody understand that? Good. If you want better results, shift your language. See, if you're piquing somebody and no one's coming to a meeting, I can't get anybody to show up, I'm going to ask you, well, what are you saying to them? We just need to make minor adjustments. This business is nothing more than a series of minor adjustments. Income will give you options. Residual income will set you free. And big success is little successes every single day. We can be instillers of hope, people. I believe in you is what I've said and what I've taught leadership to say. It's what I used to say to Spencer. It's what I shared with great leaders like Ryan and Megan and Craig Cotter. These 4 powerful words will move a dear friend that's contemplating whether they get in this business, and they've gone to a PBR, they've gone to a Saturday training, and they're still reluctant to make a decision, and then you pull them aside and you look them dead center. You could be no more than a foot away, just out of their space, looking them dead center, saying these words. Look, Craig, I believe in you. You can do this. You and I together doing this simple business at this time with gas and electric and everything that you know about, we're going to make a fortune. I'm not going to give up on you. Let's do it. You ready? Let's get done. Let's get your stuff in the system. Let's get started today. Now, you say, well, Larry, I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, it works. I'm seeing time's up here, so let me wrap up real quick. Okay? We must be transmitters of hope. Are we using the right words? Your tongue has the power of life and death. Leaders get to be the purveyors of hope and freedom with their words. We can praise people into becoming the people we know they can be. I want you to write that sentence down and stare at it. We can praise people into becoming the people we know that they can be. We can praise people into becoming the people we know that they can be. Never have I seen it done so well than the SVP family. We breathe life into people's lives. Jesus said, whoever wants to be the greatest needs to be the least. Leaders are people of excellence. Raise the bar. Personal standards of excellence. You can't determine how long you are going to live, but you can, but how well you can live, you can determine. Look, folks, all I can tell you is that you probably have the hottest international organization on the planet Earth in ACN, this group, this meeting, you as the people that are the next generation of leaders. I hope you understand how much this leadership cares about your development. It cannot get any greater than the quality of the training that you've gotten this weekend. I am extremely grateful for each and every one of you that make up our worldwide family. I'm extremely humbled by the fact that I hear nice things said about my small contributions to a lot of the people that have made it to the top. And I say small because they did the work. When the student is ready, the teacher will miraculously appear. And it was just timing that the certain people came together. The right combination of people came together at the right time. And I truly believe that there's never been a better moment ever in the history of our company. And I want you to write this last sentence down. ACN is coming into its greatness. Like every company that's ever been great, before they were great, they came into their greatness. And that's where you are, perfectly and strategically positioned to win. Win like you've never won in your life. And you can't win that big, that huge, that size of winning unless you're placed in that position to win like you are. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you again. God bless.